welcome to the Highly Visible Podcast. My name is Dan, and I'm here with my friends, Cullen
No,
and Thomas.
we're not friends.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'll be friends with all of our listeners.
Yes.
There it is.
Hi.
Hi.
We are
How
down.
are ya? I was just wondering how you was. You know what I mean?
You just reminded me of the kid on the playground trying to hit on like a little girl, and he's just got like a death grip on one dandelion. Like, hi, I got you this.
My name's
It's up
Flower.
here.
What are we
We
doing
are
today,
down
Captain
one.
Cullen?
Oh,
What are we doing today? Well,
Besides
since-
being down one.
since we talked about sad things for a whole episode last week, we're gonna talk about happy things for a whole episode this
Which
week. To, like,
kinds?
balance the karma. Kind of happy things. I don't care. You can talk about whatever happy thing you want. Things that make you excited. Things you're looking forward to. Things that just randomly make you happy. Weird things that make you happy. I don't care.
We're just all happy all the time.
No.
We're trying to be
It's fine.
realistic here.
Yeah, we're not gonna pretend we're always happy, but these are things that make us happy.
I feel like half of Dan's day is finding out dumb things that make me happy already.
That's a solid amount. That's not half, but I mean, it's definitely recordable.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And
Besides
it's not a
the
bad
book.
thing, and I don't say that with like irony.
What's the last one you
Cool.
remember?
Hang on.
Let me dial into one that's real weird.
No, the last one I remember, you busted into the office, or you didn't bust into the office. You were about
I
to
usually
bust
kick the
out
door
onto
down.
floor. Keep saying bust in bad context. You're about to go out onto the floor, and you like stopped, and you look at your phone and like, God damn it! This guy said something that I can't remember, but it was really cool. It was about how he explained. I don't know. If
I remember. There's lots of
Yeah.
bad words then, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Somebody referenced something in American politics to that of the male genitalia.
Deformed genitalias.
Yeah, and there's
It
that.
tickled me. It did tickle me. You know the back 30 seconds button? I hit that sucker like 7 times to listen to it over and over and
Yeah,
over.
that's the last thing I remember. And you laughed. You laughed pretty hard about that. That was funny. I don't mind hearing about things that make people genuinely like, happy even momentarily.
You gotta take what you can take.
It's true.
Nothing
Well, that
makes
it's good to
Cullen
know.
happy.
Like, people are very outward and like almost accusatory with what
Mhm.
makes them unhappy. But like, it's harder to find somebody that will just like. Maybe accusatory is the wrong word, but it's harder to find people that'll just, I don't know, share what makes them happy. It's cool.
Mhm. You always complaining in a squeaky wheel and all that kind of stuff. No one's a dumbass like me who just walks around like a little kid, like sunflowers are nice.
I saw a daffodil today, and it really got me going.
I seen a bird. It looked at me. We're friends. I do get that way sometimes. It kind of helps balance out the parts where I'm like slamming my head off the desk and stuff. Makes me like a whole person.
I just realized we didn't acknowledge that Caden's not here. Hey
We-
guys,
we
Caden's
were
not here.
all happy, and that makes me sad. So I didn't think we was going to talk about it.
Oh
He's off somewhere being
I'm happy
happy. So
about
why are we letting him yuck up our yum? You know what I mean?
There's an absolute 100% chance at this hour that he's a lot happier than we are right now.
Yeah, he be on vacation. He's having
Mhm.
a good time.
He's in Atlanta. That's
Yeah.
the real tragedy of it all. That fucking no. Hold on. Here, this is fucking nuts. Actually,
to go to Atlanta.
yes. But second thing. So I get on Snapchat earlier, right? And Caden's on there, and he posts a picture. I don't know if it was Snapchat, but posts a picture with him and his girlfriend at the Georgia Aquarium, right? My next story that I open is my buddy that lives in Busan, and he is also at the Georgia Aquarium at the same exact time. I'm like, what?
Were they
So
wearing
that is
were
quite
they
nice.
wearing upside down pineapples in these pictures?
Oh my god!
Are your worlds about to collide, Cullen?
I was just like, wait.
Maybe somebody's just
Because-
moving in on your friend.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, listen, if they want to be buds, they probably would be good buds. They're both
Yeah.
kind of country.
Country. They could,
But
they
yeah,
could
that was
share a
crazy.
chaw.
Save some bucks for the rest of us.
Yeah, dog.
All world, bro. All right, who wants to go first?
All right, let's do petty stuff first. Can we start out with petty stuff and work our way up?
Petty things
I
make
have
you
many
happy?
things.
Yeah, like the small, teeny, tiny things. You know what I mean? Like the
I had
very.
not thought of
big
that
thing.
context, but yes. Go ahead. You seem like you already have something.
I mean, like I'm full of them, but like I
Yeah.
like mixing
they're
things
small, just
together to see
fucking
what they
lighting
taste
them.
like. It makes me super happy. If you're on my Twitter right now, you'll know that I'm obsessed with G Fuel. Thank you so much, Cullen. I'm pretty much mixing 2 different flavors together like every single day to see what happens. Sometimes it's not so great, but either way, it always makes me happy. It's like the more I know I don't know that I need to know. You know what I mean?
No.
No.
G Fuel is abundantly aware of your problem. However,
I do have a
They're
problem.
like,
I'm drinking
this
like
guy
3 of
keeps
them things a
mixing
day.
this guy keeps mixing chili dog and pickle juice.
I'm not quite there yet, but like if I had them, I would try it. I don't know if I could stop myself. The mystery jar is getting out of hand. Let's just say that. I put 2 scoops of every flavor I could get my hands on. Like all of us who brought in a flavor for a day so people could try it. The flavors that were in the donation rack where no one wants them anymore, but we can't throw them away because it's G Fuel. And like the ones that I bought and one of the sample packs that Cullen gave me, there's like 14 different flavors of G Fuel all mixed together in this mystery tub. And when you put it in water now, it just kind of turns like a steel gray color. It's mildly disturbing, and it almost doesn't have a taste. It's like that thing where you mix all the colors together and like Photoshop, like all the colors together is just white.
Steel gray is one of the most delectable colors, sir.
I mean,
everyone knows if it's steel gray, it tastes great.
If anyone from G Fuel's listening, I was thinking like all the companies figure out a way to use their waste to make more money somehow, right? Like the cigarette companies will just take whatever tobacco is left over and mix it all together and make like special blends and shit like that. It's like, you know, floor trimmings probably. They could do that with their G Fuel remnants. Just mix them all together. And when they do the big giant question marks like the Riddler all over the tub, and if it turns out weird and gray, they could call it like, you know, steel magnolias or something.
Mystery flavor.
Yeah.
You just like gave me a small epiphany during that because I was like, most mystery flavors are white. Like that's probably what all mystery flavors are. Because Airheads. They're like, I was like, that one's always white. I already know Dum Dums is just whatever. Actually, like Dum Dums mystery is actually always just 2. Like the one they switch between flavors, there's like one batch that's mystery. So it's literally just 2 any of them. Yeah. I'm cool with it,
man.
That there's how companies avoid cleanouts.
Yeah, it is, dude. I mean, it's a cool idea.
It's an absolutely awesome idea.
Yeah,
it's either you're saving the shavings or you're selling a combination of 2 different runs as one product. It's absolutely.
You know, something strange that I just discovered makes me happy. I've been playing computer games enough in the last few months that I keep instinctively looking down to like find my WASD, even though we're not playing a game right now. Like I didn't have a computer to play games on for a long time. And like I was a big computer gamer before that. I feel like I'm finally back home, guys. Merry Christmas to me.
I don't have any weird ones because I just kind of was like things that I do in my day to day. I was like, this thing. What am I excited about when it comes to this thing? And then I'd be like, bam, here's 5 things, whatever. So I don't really have any weird things.
We said tell small.
You, never mind,
it's nice,
say it.
It's nice they decided we were talking about weird ones. I went, but it's
you said
whatever.
Petty. That's kind of how I interpret. Like,
small.
Yeah, weird.
You think petty people are weird?
No, I just think it's just like small weird things. Like it's a thing that's not normal, that wouldn't normally make someone happy.
But would make a normal person happy. Is that what you're saying, Cullen?
Yes, you fucking weirdo. Deal with it. What you got, Dan? You got any weird things? The blood of your enemies?
Blood of my enemies. Is that what you just said? How'd you find out? I keep jars of it.
A well-executed tactical plan.
Stop. I do. It does make me happy to look at my defense mechanisms. It makes me happy to touch and clean, and it also makes me happy to look at my books and sniff them and love them forever.
It is weird how much the smell part is a part of reading books. Like, I don't think people realize that as much until you could get a Kindle for pretty cheap. It literally is just not the same.
Yeah.
I fucking love the way books smell, dude. Like, when I go to the library for that book sale, half of it is just so I could take home a bag that smells like that smell.
I just got 2 of them today. Yeah. 2 new ones today, and they're fresh smelling, and I've already read them. Like, well, I've listened to them.
They got that new book smell.
Oh, yeah. Only my favorite books go up here. The rest of them go in a bin down underneath my end table.
The peasants go under the bed.
That's right. Those are the ones that
are unworthy.
They're one single reads. Let's call them that.
Okay.
Any book that makes that shelf is a continuous read.
Speaking of books, I got a book in here, but it's a movie book. They're coming out with the new Hunger Games book as a movie. It's like actually technically the first one, but it's coming out in November as a movie, and I'm super excited because I love those books and I love those movies.
I absolutely read through that. So you're saying they're making a new movie, and this is the novelization of that movie, but they're releasing it. Are they doing like a Star Wars thing? Star Wars does that.
Yeah, so basically, I assume what happened is she wrote the first 3 books, ran out of money, and then she wrote a prequel about like the villain and like his origin story.
Okay.
It's in the movie. That movie comes out, which is the 4th book technically, but it technically is the villain's childhood, who's super old. Right. So it's technically the first one.
I dig that, man. Yeah, those were interesting books. There's another series that was very similar to that in a lot of ways. The first book in it was called The Uglies, and then there was Pretties, and then there was Specials, but these were all like classifications of humans, and it was this weird society where, like, do you remember The Giver? It's kind of like that, where when you're born, you're called an ugly because they haven't made you pretty yet, and when you reach adolescence, they you have an operation where they like reconstruct your whole body and make you like skinny and tall and handsome and pretty, and like they make you like perfect, you know what I mean? And then you like become part of this really super rigid society or whatever. And then like Specials is where they get like robot arms and like secret powers and go on like weird missions and shit. But there's also humans like living in the mountains, like shitting in the stream, and like they call them smokers because they, everything they do has a big pillar of smoke coming off of it because they're like living in the 1700s. Super interesting. I don't know what it was about teenage dystopia, but it like blew up really hard during that time.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of things that make you happy, is there anything better than finishing the first book in a series of books? It's the only one you get to finish and be happy that it's over because now you get to read the next one. You know what I mean?
I just want to chime in on exactly that real quick and say fuck you first off. If for anyone who doesn't know, for the vast majority of my reading career, I have subscribed to the ideology that if you're going to spend the time to read, that you should do it learning something. It wasn't until I met Thomas where he's like, hey, you like zombies? Give this a try. I was like, all right, fuck it. So I listened to an audiobook called Mountain Man.
Yeah.
Loved it. Excellent. I love zombie apocalypse stuff. It's my favorite, like, genre-ish, aside from just apocalyptic stuff. And then this guy fails to tell me that there are like 8 fucking other books that you have to buy. So now I'm doing that, and they're all, well, so far I have like the 2 prequels, and the Hospital is like the first one, but yeah, they're all amazing.
Yeah, he's now read twice as many of these books as I have.
I love them. And I also read The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
Which was like, it's not my cup of tea, but as I like apocalyptic and zombie stuff, obviously, but it's really good. It's definitely better than the movie.
For the record, if you want to get apocalyptical, there are some Stephen King we talked about, but the sequel to The Shining, it gets pretty apocalyptic for a minute there.
Dr. Sleep.
I'm a huge Stephen King guy, like to a fault. Like I've had an Audible subscription for like 2 years. I've only bought like 2 books that are not Stephen King books.
Oh,
like,
yikes.
Gotta get them all.
Yeah, no shit. Goddamn. Mine is the exact opposite of yours. And it's not like, it's not, I don't mean to say that in a bragging way, but yeah, it's cool. It's definitely a world that the whole fiction is definitely the world that I'm like dipping into slowly. Because I also have to, a lot of these books are not fucking free, which sucks.
Yeah.
So.
God damn the communists. Give me stuff for free. Next he's gonna want health care.
Next he's gonna want there to be a building in every town where you can go and get free books. What a loser.
My God.
What's the world come to now?
I have my communist library card. How about you?
It's like,
all right.
Something I do not take advantage of being this close.
Weirdly keeping this on in like kind of in the same stratosphere as my next movie was they have a new Exorcist coming out. Yes, right. I've never seen the first one, but I'm super excited about it just because I love scary movies. And it's not some weird, like, vaguely Christian movie like Pray to the Devil. Like, why do we, like, I don't know. I'm just getting kind of
People-
tired of that genre.
People like
People are so
transgression.
basic. I mean, think about it. Like even some of the novels, like they, and I don't mean to keep going back to books, but like everyone, like everybody's like, oh, the most horrible novel is this one where this dude struggles not to kill somebody. Like we're still in that infantile period of a society where murder is the worst thing you can do to somebody.
Mhm.
My God,
I
there are
mean-
much worse things.
Like,
You really want to go down this?
Starvation.
You could. I would for one would say
Ostracization.
be much worse than just simply dying. But anyway, yes. The exorcism is, what is it, like the Pope's exorcism or something? Exorcist?
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the new one.
It looked
Oh,
cool, and they have like some big
remember.
hitters in there too that I remember.
I think the Exorcist movies are cool because they, in the same way that Constantine like plays off of real mythology, I think it hits harder with people because it's stuff they've heard of in the real world. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
It's a similar thing, I think, to the way that people like comic book movies, even if they don't read comic books, because they know about comic book characters just from pulp culture. I don't know.
which leads into another one of my answers actually, because I'm the first.
I
Like,
his
the first,
I seen it.
The Nun, the first one is a very good movie, but
Mhm.
I have to imagine if you're deeply like Catholic, it has to be just like petrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you believe in all the things too. I don't know, man. I just feel like that movie would take it up a notch or two, and it's a very good movie on its own.
absolutely.
Which leads into my next answer, which is The Nun 2, which comes out this fall.
I feel like if you went
Super
to
excited for
Catholic
that.
school and you like interacted
I
with
did.
nuns on a daily basis, did you go to a nun Catholic school?
You see,
No.
Yeah, like I don't know what you. There's just a difference. I don't know. Like one of those old school Catholic schools where like everyone there is a nun except for the guy in charge, because there has to be a guy in charge everywhere there's Catholicism.
Yeah.
on the whole nun thing, like the movie The Nun and Valak being portrayed as a nun, like I'm of the minority opinion that anytime he like opens his fucking mouth and just demon screeches, it's not scary. But when he just stands in the distance ominously and stares, like you
Mhm.
get fucked with all that.
Yeah,
Like if you're sitting there and you're like, rah, like cool, man, get a tic tac, dick. But like if you're just sitting there like in the distance, barely visible, just staring me down with, I don't know, what do you have, yellow eyes? Yeah, fuck that.
That's the thing with horror movies now is like a lot of bad directors get these movies and they just try so hard to be scary. It's like, dude, if you can nail a subtle thing, it is 10 times scarier than you fucking doing this hardcore thing that you think is going to make some 12-year-old piss his pants. Like,
Right.
Absolutely.
just you nail the subtle thing, like in Smile, which they did not stick
Oh,
the
my
landing on the
goodness.
end of that movie. But just how subtle that creepy fucking smile is, it's so off-putting. It's just amazing.
that first smile. I still haven't actually
Yep.
finished that movie, but the first time you see the smile in the movie, you're like, oh no.
Literally.
The fact that
Literally.
you can watch a fucking movie and not finish it. If I start a movie, I have to finish it. That is
It
an
was
odd
like a
thing
date
about
night
it.
thing, and like that first smile hit, and we were, we'd had a couple drinks, we're trying to relax, and she was just like, "No, this is not relaxing. We're not doing this now." I am the opposite of relaxed. I am puckered. I would like to not watch this anymore. I just never circled back to it.
Literally, as soon as me and my girlfriend were watching it, as soon as the first smile hits, I looked over at her and she's just like, nope, 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 nope. That was basically our reaction the whole time because it doesn't really go away.
I feel like the first time I was old enough to like experience that type of fright in media was the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. I just had to Google it and make sure that's what they were called because it didn't sound right. I don't know if you guys are Doctor Who guys at all, but these creatures are statues that look like angels. They look like angel statues, obviously. And basically, like, while you're looking at them, they are stone. They literally are stone. They have thoughts and they're conscious or whatever, but they are made of stone. They can't move, they don't breathe, but as soon as you look away, they assume some other form and they are fast as shit. And basically, like, as soon as you look away from them, they will like grab a hold of you. And then as soon as you see them, they turn to stone and you're like trapped in their arms. And they like, somehow they like steal the future time you have by sending you to the past. It's a very convoluted kind of thing. But basically, like, you get grabbed up by one in the 90s, you'll appear in the 50s. And those 40 years that it stole from you are like what it eats to stay alive. and like it's a mechanic they reused a bunch of times in the series, but just the literally staring at an actual literal statue and being terrified of what's going to happen as soon as you look away. It's like, holy like what a concept. They didn't need no special effects or nothing. Go ahead.
That does sound pretty good. But when you said that, I was like, it's just like Boo and Mario. Because if you look at the Boo and Mario, he can't come get your ass. But as soon as you turn around, he's coming.
I just want to say that same thing that you're talking about, whatever Doctor Who, somebody over at Capcom must have watched that before they made Resident Evil 8, because that's a section in Resident Evil 8.
Really? It's very possible that it was like a throwback
mannequins
to the universe. Yeah.
It's and when I played it, it was pretty original. Like I was like, holy shit, that's fucking creepy.
And lastly, in the movie category for Cullen, there's a new Insidious coming out. Super excited about that.
Interesting. I thought they wrung that dry.
I haven't seen the last one yet, so I'm gonna have to watch it before I go. But
is there 4 now? This will be the 4th?
I believe. I don't remember if this is the 4th or the 5th, but yeah.
I have a weird thing with horror movies because of the things we just talked about, how like after you watch them the first time that they don't hit as hard and all that kind of stuff. Like I feel like if I'm not going to sit in the dark and watch them with someone else and be scared that they don't have a lot of value. So I find myself watching these videos where people, run through the whole entire story of the movie and like review the movie. So I get to hear the interesting story that they did or whatever, but I don't have to sit through the 2.5 hours of like weird jump cuts and like creepy sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're a chicken.
Yes, a little bit. It's also just like you can't watch a horror movie while you do something else. You know what I mean? Like I can't watch a horror movie while I'm doing the dishes and like take it in like it's a horror movie. You know what I mean? Dan knows you're pretty much always doing something else. You know what I mean? Dishes, cleaning, baths, cooking, all that stuff. Like none of that is horror movie stuff. Horror movies like date night, kids in bed, that kind of shit.
Anyone got anything else they would like to discuss in this general vicinity?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Resident Evil 4, the reimagining, makes me absolutely happy. It's amazing. It's if they weren't going to do a shot-for-shot remake, it's the best they could have possibly done.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, except that the one bitch that I have is that they cut it out. And if you played the original one, you know what that means. If you didn't, you
no spoilers.
Need some culture.
One day,
but and Diablo 4 comes out in 2 months. 2 months. That makes me happy. I like having something to look forward to that isn't infinitely away, like in time. Like if it's so far away, then fuck you. I'll deal with you later. But 2 months, okay. I'll have some anticipation.
You're in the countdown zone now.
Yes, absolutely.
Just got tally marks all over that wall he's about to demolish and redo.
Oh, my wallet is sitting there sweating, just begging for its fucking life because it knows that I'm going to have to either buy the deluxe or the super gold platinum deluxe because, I mean, Diablo is one of my favorite series aside from Resident Evil, so I got to give it the treatment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see how good it is compared to your expectations. You know what I mean? And like, I think Diablo, I haven't played since Diablo 2, and it is a great series and stuff. I don't know. I can't decide if I'm going to have to take the plunge or not. We'll see if you start coming to work every day like, dude.
I mean, like, I love what they did with Resident Evil 4, and I'm just like, I'm still, I've already beat it, and I'm digesting it, because that game, I mean, I've got so many hours I'll never get back that I have to put into that game. I have to. It was written and it was foretold, and
it was made for you.
That's right. And Diablo 4 is going to be the same way. I've been playing Diablo 3 for like 8-9 years.
I feel the same way about Fallout. Like I've beat Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas a few times. I still need to play through 76 and like a whole bunch of the DLCs I haven't played through and stuff. And it's like when am I going to figure out, like, when am I going to have a block of 8 hours I can really sink my teeth into that and finish it, man? Because I love that universe so hard. It's just it's like Skyrim. There's just so much of it. It's like I need to take a weekend off to just play this game for 3 straight days. You know what I mean?
Do that. Yeah. And also like with games like that, I mentally just be like, okay, like I don't have to burn myself out. Like this is a game I'm gonna be playing for years. Skyrim was one of those for me and then I found, obviously, like I found Skyrim and then Diablo 3, but I was like, I don't have to like binge this fucking game. It's impossible to binge anyway. But I know I've been playing Skyrim since the 360, and we're
Yeah.
2 console generations away. Like,
And
I
it's still just
haven't-
as good, right?
yeah.
That's the
what I'm
crazy part
saying,
about
like,
it.
Diablo, Skyrim, like Fallout. is one of
Minecraft.
them. Mm.
I know you're not fans,
Yeah.
but you got to admit the longevity is ridiculous.
Oh,
People have been
absolutely.
playing the same game for 12
Absolutely.
straight years, and they just keep updating it no matter what. I love that.
Yep. Kids are having fucking birthday parties devoted to it. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Can't wait. My son's playing. I think his next birthday is going to be a Minecraft birthday.
That's awesome. Tell him we got.
Speaking of Fallout, this is on my list of exciting things. There's a lot of rumors starting to go around that Obsidian's going to get to do New Vegas too,
Ooh.
and I'd go into a coma of happiness.
I
love
saw
it
you
so
stop
much.
New Vegas is definitely one of the better stories. I feel like that it's definitely a
yeah.
better story than 3. I don't know if it's better than 4. It's arguable because 4 is so much bigger and blah,
I
blah,
think-
blah, blah, blah.
I think the story's better in New Vegas for sure, but like the game itself, 4 is better.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I always describe it.
My question is, how are they going to reconcile? Like, how far in the future from the last game is it going to have to be so that the choice that you made at the end of the first one doesn't come? You know what I mean? Like, depending on which person you wanted to win at the end, the New Vegas landscape is completely different. So, like, where are they going to start you out where it still makes sense that the last game happened? You know what I mean?
Don't care.
I mean,
Don't care. Pick an ending, make it canon. That's fine. Do the
Really?
Great War like before.
I mean, the whole
before
point of that
the-
game was that you had the choice, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's what made the game so awesome.
I don't care. Just fucking give me more.
Give me more.
Just
I
give
mean, that's
me
fair.
more.
That's fair.
I'm just a consumer.
They could do a prequel with the Great War and whatnot, and like there's stuff they could do.
I wonder if there's some kind of way they would be able to link into your previous save from your playthrough of, oh my god,
Dude, fucking
is-
Metal Gear Solid 3 on PlayStation 2 sat there, or I think it was 3, Snake Eater, maybe.
yeah,
And he sat there, Psycho sat there and read through your PS2 memory card
Yes.
save file and mocked the video games you played. Like, I
Remember in-
remember that.
remember in Sons of
And-
Liberty when it pretended that your PlayStation crashed?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I love Metal Gear.
They freaked
But
me
that's
out.
what
I
I'm
love
saying
that
is
game
like,
too.
if we had that kind of tech back then, we're capable of anything. Our PS5s can land fucking rocket ships.
If they were that worried about it, like if they wanted it to be a continuation, I have a lot of issues with how you would do that in general.
Mhm.
But like if you really wanted to do a continuation, pure, just be like, here, at the very beginning when you're setting up your character, be like, who won?
That's possible for sure. They might just set it
There's
100
only 3
years in
options.
the future where it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, could be something like that too. I'd be fine
Or
with that.
maybe it'll be a prequel where it's like how New Vegas was founded. That way it doesn't matter what decisions you made. That could be a thing. That's super fascinating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
But-
timeline of when each game takes place is very confusing with Fallout because they jump around quite a bit. Like all the games
Yeah.
overlap each other.
It's just they, which another thing that is on my list of excitements is Starfield, and obviously Bethesda's working on Starfield, and
I'm
they
gonna have
gotta
to spend
give
some money on
support
that.
to that. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
They gotta support that for a few years, and I think they're doing Skyrim, or I forget what the new Skyrim's called, but
It's Elder Scrolls
Elder
6.
Scrolls 6. Yeah, they're doing that too before Fallout 5, so I think that's why they're kind of like why they're discussing it, because Obsidian's presidents came out a couple times, been like,
We could do
let's
this.
do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we'll do it. And it's like, if not, Fallout's not going to have a new game for 10 years. Like, let's
Which-
do it.
Skyrim did that, and people are complaining quite a bit. Well, of course, there's no Fallout Online either because they had Elder Scrolls Online to kind of fill the gap for Skyrim.
What are you talking about, sir?
They don't have a whole entire new universe to go play in, set in a different time space like they did in ESO. Is all I'm saying.
76 exists.
It's not nearly the same,
Fallout Online. And
right? But ESO
it may
is
be
like World of Warcraft, but it's the same world as Skyrim. Like it's a whole separate game, and it's online, and they keep putting out new DLCs for it. And like, I'm just saying, it held people over for 4 years of the 10 years that Skyrim's been out.
I think if they didn't bomb 76 from the start, like that probably, maybe that was their original plan, was try to
could
make
be,
it.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just probably not worth it to them right now. Like they
Think-
still do some stuff, but it's not serious stuff. It's like
Mm-hmm.
public event type things. Not really. It's not like a real DLC. Like here's a new story.
Yeah, like when I got super obsessed with Skyrim and started like watching lore videos constantly throughout the day and stuff, half of the lore from Skyrim is from ESO. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
game added so much depth to the tapestry of the the world of that game.
My last video game thing was there's a new South Park game coming out. They're working on it right now. Super excited. Because those are always fun as hell.
I was thinking of you the other day. I was digging around in my attic looking for a book for Daniel, and I like have a very small box of weird game stuff that I kept, even if I can't like actually play it on anything. And one of them is a PlayStation 1 South Park game that I still have for I have no idea why. PlayStation 1.
There was one.
That might be
PlayStation
fucking
1.
worth something. No shit though. Like a lot of that old shit. Like I remember playing Siphon Filter on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But like, and now you can buy it online, like on like the PS5 or whatever and PS4.
I love
But,
that
like,
they're doing
if you-
that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Playing Final
but-
Fantasy 8 and 9 and 10 on my PS4 has been super sweet.
Never played those.
Hey.
These are all games I played as a tween and a teenager and never beat. So like as an adult, I got to go back and actually beat them and see what the story really was and stuff. It was very cathartic for me. RPGs that long are hard. And like I have that thing, Dan knows, where I like go super hard on something and then I'll like stop for a second and look at something else and completely forget what I'm doing. So like playing long RPGs like that was hard. If I lost where I was in the story, I would just have to start over. So like I started Final Fantasy VIII like 27 different times. I always made it to like the third disc and then forgot what I was doing and started over. I still haven't beat that one yet. I started with 10 and 10-2, and then I got 9 and I beat 9, and then I got 8, and I just can't seem to get past this one part. I don't want to look it up and cheat. Anyway.
Anyone got any other video game thoughts before I start spouting some more nonsense?
Not really. The new Minecraft update looks kind of cool, but I'm not super excited about it because I kind of missed the last two. So I'm not like, I need to catch up, kind of like you're talking about with Insidious.
Yeah. I got music, I got TV shows, I got summer, and I got sports.
All of mine are pretty much summer stuff. I'm so dying to go camping. It is unreal how badly I want to sleep outside right now.
Do it. Just go lay in the yard in the rain. And your wife walks out and's like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I sleeping, I camping."
I camp. That's legit, man. Like during the summer, I like even when we're home, I still cook outside. Like I got all my equipments. I got my grill on my back porch. Like my back porch is just concrete stairs with like a 4x4 little square at the top. My grill is in that thing, so I can take one step out the door and be grilling stuff. I cannot wait to grill some shit, cook some stuff with some smoke.
I don't cook outside because I don't really cook, but I do like eating outside in the summer. Like even if I just go get a Chipotle burrito, I usually sit on like my little table outside and just chill.
Dude,
It's nice.
that makes me sad. You're gonna have to come to my house and like eat some charred corn, some like weird steak that's been swinging over my open flame. Dan will.
No, you're gonna make me eat weird banana walnuts, and I don't want to.
If you guys don't try those, it's just your loss. I swear to Christ, they're the best thing I've ate in so long.
What's on your summer bucket list, Dan?
Camp, definitely.
What do you
Put up a
Dan doesn't camp. This is a lie, folks.
put
He's
up
lying
a
to you.
fence, and yeah, that was something. And
aliens?
for the kids, and be outside more.
I
Get out of this
forgot
house.
you said you were getting a. I'm so
Yeah.
ready to come fucking break in your dude. I
We're
don't think
getting
you
one
understand.
that supports like 800 pounds.
Good, because I will need all of that. I fucking love. Think you understand?
I'm bleeping trampolines because that sentence was just really funny if you take the word trampoline out. So I'm just gonna fucking do that. Just a fair warning. Sorry.
I
just thought
legit
of that. I
would
was like,
sleep
that's
on
amazing.
the trampoline during the summer in high school. That way, like my dad didn't wake me up when he left for work in the morning because I'd stay up till 5 o'clock and he'd wake up at 7.
Hmm.
God,
I miss those. I miss the summer, just staying up super late with your buddies.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Or like by
Rip.
yourself. It's whatever.
Playing Keynote or Toten till 6 a.m.
Playing WWE SmackDown 3. I used
Yeah,
to
that
make
checks
so
out.
many. I used to make so many characters. That was my favorite part of wrestling games, was designing the character and like coming up with their special move and figuring out how they would play and like just owning the shit out of all those other oily men. I just loved wrestling games.
Did you just remake the World Wrestling Federation from South Park in WWE?
Dude, I was like serious about it. Like I would create a character with a theme, and then I would think of a similar theme that would be his tag team partner, and then I would create a third character that was a female, so you'd have a triple stable, so you could do all the different types of matches. They would all have moves that matched their theme. The whole I was super into it, dude. I wanted to be a wrestler for a minute.
You need to watch that episode of South Park then. Because
if you ain't never been suplexed in someone's front yard for $10, I don't know what to tell you. Me and my brother used to like go do backyard wrestling stuff at like house parties. Mm-hmm. It was fun. Take a couple chairs to the face for the glory, mostly to the forearms that are near your face. Anyway, it was fun.
Be pretty funny to bleep out chairs there too.
Back in my day, I got into some shiggity.
Dan has looked. He's gone to the great beyond.
I'm excited about
what I got.
Further.
My 1 for summer is warmth.
Warmth
just
is
being
good.
out in the sun and it's just warm on my skin. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That's definitely 1 right now.
For me, it's not really the warmth necessarily as much as just the like ability to be not wearing a bunch of clothes all the time, which I know is kind of the same thing, but you know what I mean? Like I'm just like ready to not wear a shirt for like a whole weekend. I'm ready to like not worry about where my shoes are because it doesn't matter.
Lord help anyone within a mile of Thomas that weekend.
Is what it is, man. I'm married. I got kids. I don't really care if anybody thinks I'm sexy.
Just let me know. I'll evacuate the.
I just want my nips to be free. Freeze birds. Nipple birds.
Well, you and me are so opposite.
I just don't like clothes, honestly. Like
even when I was fucking fit, like I never was.
I've never been, so I couldn't tell you. But like, I used to be afraid of being like shirtless around girls a little bit, like in high school.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's every boy's thing, yeah.
Pretty much the first time I had sex, I was like, "Yep, this doesn't matter anymore."
I just like, yeah, it's never been my thing, like sleeping naked or any of that.
Oh,
like,
dude,
I've never been a fan.
Before I had kids, I fucking never wore clothes at my house ever. Like my friend one time came to visit me. He hadn't seen me in like 2 years. Never been to my new house before. Pulled up in my back driveway, and I was like, "Who the fuck's in my driveway?" And I walked on my back porch in my underwear. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And I went back in the house, and then he called me and he was like, "Hey, I think I'm at your house." And then I saw a fat guy in his underwear outside, and I'm pretty sure it's you. But I was like, "Yeah, it's my house, bro." Like, I don't know.
That's a real friend. Somebody who like is that direct.
I feel like Dan is a big nightgown guy.
Ooh,
like I could just see Dan being a nightgown guy
with the hat.
I only have basketball.
Oh fuck yeah, with the hat.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would absolutely wear one of those night shirts. Like I don't know if you guys.
Oh, I would.
You guys aren't TikTok guys, but Darcy and Jair are like a funny gay couple on TikTok. That Jair's the husband of Darcy, and Darcy's like a stand-up comedian, and they're fucking hilarious. Anyway, Darcy has super bad ADHD. He's like my hero, and he wears these big, giant, huge, like one-piece muumuu things when they're on vacation, and they make me so jealous. They look so comfortable. I don't know how to explain it. Like, do you remember Nightmare Before Christmas?
You picked the words muumuu.
It's not though, because it has like legs. Do you remember
what the fuck is a muumuu?
Like a giant.
That's what I thought.
It's like a giant nightgown for people who are so fat you can't find clothes. I don't know where the word comes from. It's what Homer Simpson wore when he got too fat,
which is fine.
It's like a hospital gown, basically. Anyway, do you remember Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah,
the Oogie Boogie Man.
Yes,
it's like that, except for there's a hole for your head to stick out the top. It's like it's like a onesie, but it's like a nightgown, but it's also like a leotard. It's like all these different things. It looks fabulous. It looks freeing. I want one really bad. My wife says no.
In the spirit of what you just said, I'm here to admit, I think is the word, in front of everybody. You find 3 and 2 and our wonderful listeners that my wife also has a problem with the one thing in my life that I want, and I don't know why I want it. I just want it. I want a poncho.
Ponchos are dope, dude. Like an old school, like Mexican ranchero poncho. Like
I don't fucking know. I want a blanket with a hole in it.
Right, I'm saying, but do you want like the Indian blanket Navajo design and the whole thing, like the cowboys that were from Mexico? Which I can't remember the name of. It's not. Is it vaquero? I think it's vaquero.
I get you, poncho.
It's a fucking poncho is what it is. I want a fucking poncho.
Like Panchovia.
I want a poncho on my NECA. But yeah, I do. I've always wanted one. And I'm going to have one. And I'm going to wear it everywhere.
One day, my
Yeah.
friend.
And a sombrero, so you can just be a real fucking piece of shit.
No, I don't. I'm not big on sombreros. Like I wore one once, and it was just like annoying.
It's just not worth it, right?
Yeah, like my love for it probably came from. I had a poncho. Never mind. We're not going to go into this because Colin's just going to call me tactical, and I'm just going to say fuck you. And
He had a tactical poncho.
I'm about done with
He
you.
was his best friend.
It was rain gear, but it was badass.
There it is.
Held
Let's
so
go.
many
That's what it was.
rounds.
It was
In
rain
the
gear.
Navy, they got slickers. And the
I will not
Marines,
be
we got
fucking compared to the
ponchos.
swim team.
That's what I'm saying, dog. They do swim like seals.
Speaking of, last answer I had for summer was swimming.
I'm kind of sad
I've
about
not
that.
been swimming in years.
My in-laws
Love
installed
swimming,
a
Yeah, me
super
too.
badass pool last summer. It was perfect. We built a big deck around it. It was heated. It was volleyball net. It was awesome. And they ended up moving. But we should be able to swim in the lake. And it's just not going to be the same. I love that
Right.
pool. It was dope.
Like water survival training was my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
Their whole goal is to fucking drown you, and it was amazing. I loved it. I mean, I know
it's
you're
like
laughing,
training
but,
with your uncle from when you were 8.
That's not training I did with my uncle. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop. Anyway, what I was gonna say to
God.
not be fucking weird, I just picture Dan, he's in his Marine training, all these fucking big buff men
I
crying,
was in the
treading
Peace Corps.
water, going, oh god, this sucks so bad. And then that back behind him, Dan's just doggy paddling, and the instructor's like, get the fuck. He's like, no, this is
Nobody
fun."
else.
like it here. I will say
It-
this.
like a lot of
The place they moved, we should be able to put kayaks right in the water from their backyard. I'm pretty excited about that. My buddy
That'd be
drugged
sick.
me to a kayaking thing, and I thought that it was terrifying for like the first 15 minutes, and then I freaking loved it. I did keep getting stuck because it was a drought. It's kind of embarrassing. All these skinny dudes are like 12 feet ahead of me, and I'm just like, kayaking. It's pretty fun. We were kayaking, and everybody else was like in boats and on tubes, and everybody was drinking. So like as we were going across, like some lady dropped her hat, and I like scooped it up and threw it back onto her raft, and she just threw me a Miller Lite. And I was like, this is interesting. About 7 hours, 9 beers later, I was
you get her
everybody's
name?
hero, and I was so drunk. I have no idea.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. We also stopped to like go pee in this weird little runoff area. And like I was standing there peeing in the wind, half drunk outside, great fucking time. Like I don't usually do dude shit. I don't like hang out with my boys. Like I don't really, I've never been in a group like that before. And this was my buddy and his, like my buddy who's a contractor and all the dudes who work for him. So it was just like 9 super bro dudes. And they were all buddies, and like they just like folded me right into their bro envelope. I feel like such a man. Anyway, we're all out there like pissing with our dicks in the wind, and I look down and there's just a skeleton underneath my feet. After I peed on myself a little and moved, I realized it was a deer skeleton, but I shit you not, for like 30 whole seconds, I really thought that it was a human skeleton. I was pouring my DNA all over and I was going to jail. Finding out that it was a deer made me very happy.
Jesus.
I want to go kayaking pretty bad this summer. I'm looking forward. I want to take my daughter, who's like she'll be 12, almost 13 by the time we probably get to go kayaking. Like I'm ready for her to like do some rites of passage type stuff, go on a big long hike that sucks and like spend the night and wake up in the morning and hike back or something. You know what I mean? I want to do cool stuff like that this summer. I feel like my children are both at good ages. So my son will be old enough that he's like learning how to read a little bit and he can kind of follow instructions, and I can start teaching him stuff about the outdoors. And my oldest is old enough now that we can go do grown-up stuff together. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to that. Last year was kind of rough. She wasn't old enough to go by herself yet, so that was like annoying to her and annoying to us. And my son was still like in diapers and stuff for half the summer, and that was super annoying. And like I feel like this summer is going to be so much more fun stuff and less cleaning up and watching. You know what I mean? I'm looking super forward to that. Also,
Excellent.
disc golf. Super into disc golf. Just started last year. Just started getting good at it right at the end of the season. Hyperextended my elbow. Haven't played in a long time. Super excited to go actually play with other humans.
I am interested.
In disc golf?
At least slightly. I kind of want to go golfing. I kind of want to get back into like regular golfing, but
Regular golfing is too much of a barrier of entry for me. Like the money part of it is annoying to me.
go to Goodwill, get some shit clubs. It doesn't fucking matter. And then
Even
there you go,
if-
you're in.
But like you have to pay to go golfing too, and if you want a cart, you got to rent a cart, and if you want that, like there's a time you sign up for that you got to be there at, and all that. None of that exists in like local disc golfing. Like I got maybe $60 in the discs that I have in my little bag or whatever, and you just show up to the park and you just go. And if you want to do one hole, you do one hole. If you want to do 18 holes, if you want to run the course 3 times in a row, doesn't matter. You don't got to pay nobody. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like it's much more free. And also you can go do it by yourself and no one thinks you're weird.
You can also do that with golf.
People think you're weird though.
But no, they don't. Trust me, though, they don't.
No one thinks I'm weird. I do it all the time.
One thing I would like to do if we ever get into YouTube content that's not this is like all 4 of us just go to fucking Topgolf. And we just make a video of all of us being bad. I think that'd be super fun.
Going on the driving range would be super fun. That's kind of a different thing.
What did you have to say, Daniel? I know there was something deep and brooding ready to come out.
You can hear it rolling around in there.
What?
I hate you. You raised your hand. I said, "Hey, Dan, what did you say? What did you have to say?"
Something.
I thought I heard something earlier, man. I think somebody's like screen door blew shut and it sounded like a gunshot. And then I like cracked my door and I thought I heard somebody scream, but it was the wind blowing through a thing.
But
I don't know what the deal is.
It's exactly that. It's shooting. Like, I don't give a fuck how much ammo is. I'm going shooting this year, and it's going to be heavy, and I'm going to beat myself to death doing it.
I'm definitely ready to go through the Dan safety course on handguns this summer. Absolutely.
Oh, just
I need that
simple handgun like etiquette and safety and shooting fundamentals is it's just scales on a piano. It's just, it's chords on a guitar. It's boring. It's simple, but it's fundamental. Absolutely. But
I'm interested in some of your like running gun stuff you were talking about. You know what I mean? Like actually like moving and shooting and setting up targets and,
Well, that's the thing. Like, you can't look at somebody with man tits like mine and be like, oh yeah, you definitely do that a lot. Like knowing how to do something and doing it so often that you become extremely proficient at it are 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been taking an extreme like amount of time off from shooting because of the price of everything. But hell or high water, I mean, I quit smoking. I quit fucking basically everything. Like I buy books now. Like if I can't afford to go buy ammo every paycheck, then fuck them. I'll burn my house down.
Kudos for quitting smoking, by the way.
No, well, yeah, that wasn't like a wear myself out by patting myself on the back till I die. It was
just because
the ammo that I say or the money that I saved to buy ammo.
It's not fun. I did it. It's not great. Good job.
Have you ever heard of a bigger coolness downslide than I stopped smoking cigarettes and started reading books? God, the coolness meter was just like, meow.
I'm sorry.
It's below 0.
I quit smoking, so I stopped selling perks to kids. Is that it? Outside of middle schools?
Be a lot cooler if you did.
There it is.
Boy.
I'm glad that was received as well as I thought it might be.
Boy, howdy.
But yeah, I don't know. Shooting this year, that's going to be something that like I just fucking fall into again. I'm taking sea bags and cones out and just.
I've been talking about this for 2 months now, Dan, probably. But I got that 410 that my grandpa gave me. I have never shot before that I've had, possession of for several years. I want to get out and oil up and, break loose a little bit, maybe eat me a couple squirrels. I got that 22 long that my grandpa used to let me shoot unsupervised when I was like 11, which just seems absolutely fucking crazy to me right now, having kids. Yeah. But I really do want to get those things out and put some stuff down range. I do remember that it was very calming putting some holes in cans.
It has to be. To me, it's reassuring. I mean, just to go through this quickly, I guess, but like anybody, it doesn't matter how fucking big you are, how fat you are, how strong you are, how whatever you are, it doesn't fucking matter. Anybody can get lucky. If you get into a fist fight with some dickhead, he can get one up on you pretty quickly, easily, and it just is. It is what it is. Chalk it up to war as hell. When it comes down to guns, it's basically who has more reps in, who has more times in. Like a gun is a great equalizer in a self-defense situation. You can be 400 pounds of solid muscle, but your brain still shuts off when things go through it. It sucks to suck.
Or you could be the 5'2", 98-pound lady who has been taking her 22 revolver to the range every week, and
that's what I mean. Yeah, absolutely.
Knows what to do in the moment for sure. Man.
If you don't train to, like, that's the thing people think. They go out and they buy some fucking hand cannon that they don't know how to use or how to control. They shoot it once. They put one box of ammo through it. They think they're safe. Like, no, you don't know how to control the recoil under sustained fire. You don't know how you'll aim, where your natural point of aim is going to be under stress, especially under stress.
Mhm.
Not only any of that, you haven't even fucking practiced taking it out of the goddamn holster. Are you going to remember
Yeah.
it's there when it comes time to, like, when it goes time to go live? Are you going to be like, oh, it's like it being in a fire and you forget that you have an extinguisher under the fucking sink because you bought it and threw it under there and forgot about it? Like,
Or you forget what stop, drop, and roll is as soon as your ass is on fire.
right. But anyway,
Just a little comfortability. I'm looking, and the sport of it and all that kind of stuff, but also just the nostalgia of it. I want to feel like I'm 12 again for a hot minute. It'd be nice. I'm feeling super old these days, guys.
but yeah, I'm actually like, it's the same on that subject, I guess. Like, you can be the person that goes in there and shoots 30 times and kills 2 people because your accuracy sucks and you get mowed down by the cop who actually has time on the range. Like, sucks
Yeah.
to suck. It's
All right.
it's about
Another
who puts
video.
time in. Yes, for another video.
For sure. I
Gun-
definitely
gun
think
shoot.
that it'd be fun for you to yell at me and tell me how shitty I am and stuff. While
No, I
shoot
don't.
guns.
I don't instruct in that way.
Oh no, that's how he instructs. Trust me.
No. And
I did.
by the way, I'm not
I couldn't hit the
actually like an
broadside of the
instructor.
barn.
I feel like what'll happen is you'll be like calm and like whispering in my ear, and like Cullen will be in the other side of me with his hands kept around his mouth, like, you're doing it wrong. What
I'll
are
be
you
the devil
doing?"
and Dan will be the angel.
I like to think that I am extremely encouraging. Not to mention that it will be a cold start more than likely for me as well. So like after a year and a half off,
Yeah, that's
cold
crazy.
start.
Long time.
It's not when you're at the range and you have 2 boxes of ammo down and you're shooting at fucking 4 times silhouette targets. Like, no, it's your cold start. That's when you see what you're made of.
See what you had when you left off. We were talking about that with guitar earlier too.
Yeah.
Like some stuff just stays in your fingers forever, but some stuff you gotta find again.
It also, like, I do dry fire at home. Like, that's
Mm.
another thing too. I do shit away from the range. Like, just because I haven't sent rounds down range doesn't mean I haven't worked with my gear.
Definitely helps you not be that guy that shoots himself in the leg, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody can have a bad. Well, no, I can't sit here and I can't. There's a level of humility that I can't.
Nobody
fall
has
to, and
that
that's not
bad of
it.
a day.
No, if you have that bad of a day, you don't need to be on the fucking range. You're an amateur. You're worse than that.
What we'll do is we'll
You're
put all our hobbies
incompetent.
together, right? Cullen can eat a burrito on his porch while I throw clay discs into the air to practice my disc golf form, and then you shoot them with guns. And then,
And then we all get arrested because I live in.
yeah, going outside, that's my big thing right now. I'm ready for fire charred meat. I'm so ready. Camping is like playing Minecraft. Like, you got to go set up your camp and like put together all your stuff, and like I'm just here for it, dude.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put in an audiobook and go disc golfing by myself early in the morning, and then come back and make breakfast for everybody over top of a fire like a goddamn caveman, and then like eat too much and go on a hike and like look at the water and see a bird and all that kind of stuff. I'm so here for it, dude.
All right, what else? What does everybody have to wrap up?
I got like 1,400 things, but I don't really
Yikes.
care. It's not that big a deal.
We can always
We're
save
good,
them for
we're
the
good.
next one.
Yeah,
Like,
we can-
what-
I'm pretty sure that
say
we're
we
gonna
can
have
do
to
another one.
We're gonna have to do a happy cast from time to time because things do get a bit dark here
Yeah.
and there.
Even on our
and
happy
if you're
cast, we still
listening-
talked about. Come on.
Yeah.
Yikes.
yeah. Whoops. Sorry about that.
If you're listening to this and you're like, man, these guys should talk about this thing, then you can let us know because we're trying to do a listener episode now.
Yeah.
Comment on any of our posts on any social media. We have a email address. I think it's at Highly Visible Pod or something. I can put it in the show notes at Gmail. Anything. Just let us know. We're trying to give back to the few that have given to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made sense.
Leave it as a comment on a YouTube video. Whatever you got to do, man.
Yeah. Anywhere, we'll see it.
We
will throw it in the
don't
list.
get enough mail to miss any. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we're desperate for your communiques. Please give us your feedback. Tell us that our eyebrows don't dance enough during these videos because I feel like we need to up our eyebrow game. That's all I'm saying.
We post every episode on our YouTube page. Search at Highly Visible on YouTube to find us. You can give us a like on our Facebook page, Highly Visible Podcast. We also use Twitter, and our usernames are all at HighViz, whatever our name is, Dan, Cullen, Caden, and Thomas. We also have a Instagram page at HighViz Podcast. Thomas and I are on TikTok making weird videos, and you can find us there at HighViz Thomas and at HighViz Cullen. And if you want all this info in one link, it's linktree /Highly Visible. Thanks, guys.